This is part 3 of section 1.3. We've been talking about word problems, and we've done some simple translations. This is our first real-world context type problem. Okay, let's read through this. The Vietnam Veterans Memorial in Washington, D.C. is in the shape of two sides of an isosceles triangle. If the walls of equal length were joined by a straight line of 438 feet, the perimeter of the resulting triangle would be 931.5 feet. Find the lengths of the two walls. Okay. Our first step is to read through the problem and make sure we understand what we're being asked to do. On the first read through, what you need to get out of this, all right? You need to know that you're dealing with a triangle. We're given perimeter, and we want to find the lengths of two walls. Okay, and that's basically what it is I'm being asked to do. If you can get that much on your first read through, you are in good shape. Okay, so how do I identify what type of problem this is? I have a geometric shape right here. This is a geometry problem. Okay, anytime you have any kind of geometric figure, what you're going to do is usually you're going to draw a picture. That almost always helps get the overall problem done. Okay? So let's look at this. I'm going to start organizing my information. I'm dealing with a triangle, and more than that, I'm dealing with an isosceles triangle. Now, if you may not remember what this is, but the rest of the problem tells you if the walls of equal length. Basically, an isosceles triangle always has two sides that are the same length. So our Vietnam Veterans Memorial has the same length on both sides. Okay, and I am looking for the lengths of those two sides. So let's say this is X feet long, and then this one would also be X. Okay, if the walls were joined by a straight line, so we have this imaginary straight line finishing up the triangle, we're joined of a straight line of 438 feet. Okay, then the perimeter is this. Now, what is perimeter? Perimeter is the distance all the way around any figure. So all you have to do is add up all the sides. Now, some perimeters have a formula for them, but you can always just add up all of the sides. So the perimeter here would be X plus 438, which simplifies to 2x plus 438. Okay, so the perimeter is this. So my overall equation, I take my perimeter, which is 2x plus 438. The perimeter is this. Okay, so that's the equation I need to solve. Let's subtract this from both sides. Okay, so if I subtract 438 from 931.5, I end up with 2x is equal to 493.5. Now let's divide both sides by a 2. And we get x is equal to 246.75. Okay, so I've done the hard part. I need to make sure I answer the question. So come back up here. We're asked to find the lengths of the two walls. Okay, and the length of the wall we labeled as x. We found x. So our answer is 246.75 feet. Now for reasonability, okay, this is a real world type problem. So let's talk about what kind of answers would not make sense. These are distances, Negative numbers don't make sense. We can't have a negative length, okay? So that's true for geometry problems in general. But let's look at the actual problem here. I'm adding up 3 sides. And if I add up all 3 sides, I get this. So if I had found that x was 900 feet, I know that that's too big because when I add up all the sides, I'm going to get something more than this. So you need to keep that kind of thing in mind. If you know, you can decide often whether your number is too big or if it's too little for the real world. Okay, but this number does make sense. We can have a fractional length.